Good afternoon, and it's Thursday, the fourth day into the new year of 2024, and you're watching the Kaiser Report, and thanks for returning. And we hope that you're enjoying these little news briefs while the inclement weather keeps us indoors and not able to go out and shoot a tour. But we'll have those coming soon as well in and around the region, the Appalachian region, and we hope you'll tune in for those. Today, the top news stories are that ISIS is now claiming responsibility for all of the deaths in Iran during the Soleimani celebration that took place there the day before yesterday. So thank God they're not blaming Israel or us for it. Thank the Lord. On the other side of the coin, we thought ISIS was over and done with, but here they are rearing their head one more time. So let's buckle up for that and see what ISIS involvement in what's going on in the Middle East right now comes to. It's probably not going to be good. NBC News reported yesterday and today that the flu epidemic that is hitting the southeast, southeast and west hard, that other states need to prepare for this flu epidemic that's going around. I guess there's a lot of viral effects of it, some not so good. And on the other hand, Wall Street Journal reports today that Trump's businesses got millions from foreign governments while he was president. Whether or not that's true, that remains to be seen. We don't know. That is a Wall Street Journal report, and we're not sure what they're basing that on. The court ruled that the Texas doctors don't need to perform emergency abortions and want you to know that Texas. In local news, we had a little bit of skiff of snow here overnight. It got very cold down in the 20s. They're forecasting for teen numbers tonight. We didn't get an accumulation. The mountains are white. I'll probably try to throw a clip out there of that today if we can get a good view of South Holston Mountain from up on the top of the property here. I'll drive up there later and see if we can't film something for you. Other than that, there's not a whole lot going on in the news other than the fact that the GOP visit to Eagle Pass, where the border crashers have been piled there for months now and seeping through on a daily basis in the thousands. They're going to be visiting down there, the GOP is, but magically, since New Year's Day, they managed to move all those 20-some hundred waiting people to a different spot that Mayorkas has decided to open back the bridges that they closed down in an attempt to say they were doing something at the border. But today and yesterday, they managed to move all them to a different point of embarkation so that the GOP sees very little going on at Eagle Pass. It's amazing that when Xi Jinping visited San Francisco, they managed to remove all the homeless and all traces of the homeless on the route that they took him from the airport to the hotel to meet with Joe Biden. Within hours after his departure, it all came right back. So I would assume the same thing is going to happen at Eagle Pass after the GOP leaves and the film crews leave, because they don't want you to see what the truth is. And that's being covered up by this administration. We don't get the truth from them about anything to do with the border, or for that matter, anything. The media is right in lockstep with them all the way. Um, if you listen to the White House press conferences, you would think that everything is hunky-dory and the economy is just soaring under Bidenomics, which is a total failure. And anyone with a half a brain realizes now it's not what they say it is. We'll try to keep you abreast of what we learn is going on. The difficulties that the people are having with banks and mortgages and getting their money from banks, and some of the games that banks are now playing with lowering your borrowing lines while they raise interest. In some cases, these credit cards are carrying now 30% interest or more in some cases, depending on the individual's ability in the past to repay. They are looking at $1 trillion worth of credit card debt reported just after the holidays here, so it'll be interesting in the next couple of months to see what's going on with that. Driverless airplanes. This morning, I watched something on YouTube that Dan and I allegedly reported that they did a test flight. I guess it was FedEx test flighted the first drone-type aircraft, which they believe will be the future, and they tested it over some residential communities. I know we have the military flies drones all the time with armaments and capabilities far beyond what we know. But to do this with cargo planes for FedEx, I believe somebody sitting in Memphis flying this thing in LA, that's kind of frightening. Would you get on to an airplane that has no pilots and trust that? Or for that matter, get into the back of an Uber car that has no driver and trust it? There's been some disastrous results with regard to the ground transportation with pilotless vehicles, and it hasn't been real good. But we'll keep an eye on that for you. And please, in the comments below, tell us what you think. Tell us what you think about what's going on in the country today, in the world today, or even about, pilotless airplanes flying around. I would love to hear and talk to you about what you feel is going on in this country. So your feedback will give me the initiative to research and find out answers to your questions that I may not be able to provide here. So keep that in mind. There's talk of them playing with Social Security again. And the 4% rule for retirement is back. They want to push the age of that up past 70 now, which is detrimental to some that need it. Back in the athletic portion of things, Michigan has won over Alabama to the death of that super team in the playoffs. And, well, let's just talk about what's going on at the border, north and south borders, and people getting through unvetted with bad intent We've whipped this to death, but it's out there. It's your neighbors now, in some cases, are going to be these people that are not vetted, cannot work because they don't have a work permit, and they're going on the social welfare systems and are being allowed to do that, which I think is not correct. You have people in this country that have worked all their lives to get by, in some cases 2 and 3 jobs, to feed and support their families. And yet these people come in and get everything from sneakers to cell phones. And we don't understand why. But again, in the comments below, tell me what you think about this. I believe it's wrong, what's happening. I believe there's a reason that it's all happened. I'm not sure what that reason is. I don't think anyone really is. Some of the experts in the situation feel that it's designed for voting, number one, and number two is it's designed to fill the country with cheap workers. And for what reason, we don't know. Because on the other hand, you have Bill Gates that wants to shut down and buy up every farm in the United States because of climate control, which in itself is a fraud. So what's going on with letting these people in, we don't know and we don't understand. But if you have an idea in the comments, send it to me and let's look at that. That could be a good possibility. But here we are, the 4th day into the new year, and the news isn't getting any better. In fact, it's more scatological than ever. But the Epstein shakeup, where they're going to, I guess it's been delayed now, the release of the names in the flight log, and in the list that they kept quiet and sequestered are now been ordered to be released. So we'll see where we're going to go with that. But I don't know. There's supposedly some names on there that have been battered around, but until we actually see the physical evidence or be told the truth about what's going on, it's hard to know what it is that's happening. But anyway, it's out there, it's coming, and we could say Christmas is coming, but it's been and gone. So we'll wait for the Epstein explosion to happen in the news cycle coming up. The news cycle is not all that it appears to be at times, because they carry the party line. And if you have any questions about that, all you have to do is turn on CNN, CNBC, NBC, CBS, and you'll find out everything has been scripted because they use the identical same words in their pontification about their ability to pick things apart and tell you what's real and what's not. Here's a good feature to go by. If you turn on mainstream media and the anchor is sitting there talking to you, if he or she's mouth is moving, it's a lie. It's a scripted lie given to them to make you believe that they're right on top of things and telling you the truth. Used to be that way, where a reporter could remain bipartisan, but it's not happening anymore. It's more and more, they wear it on their sleeve now, of what party they like to back and what's going on all about that. But and the real news that is happening across the world and here when you turn on the media and listen for what's going on, it's a smattering of what you can get when you go into the foreign news networks and look at what they're reporting. Um, Even PBS is so left wing that they can't be trusted like they used to be. But anyway, it's Thursday afternoon here in East Appalachia, and we're going to try and get out and get you a picture of the snow on the mountains today, and we'll get back to you either today or tomorrow morning with the new Kaiser Report and what's going on here and in the world. God bless you all. Please take care. Enjoy the rest of the day. And with that, we're going to trip on out of here, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.